Are digital marketing agencies dead? That's what I want to talk about in today's video, because in our world, alt agency, we believe that there's three ways that you should make money: your core service, a leveraged offer, and digital products. Now, the number of comments I get, maybe I'll get them in this video too, is from service providers that think that because they do done for you, that they have no business making money selling training or adding a coaching or training offer or creating digital products because their clients only want them to do the work. Here's the deal. Your job as an agency owner, a service provider, an expert freelancer, a consultant, simply is to deliver value to your client. But so many of us have become obsessed with the different labels. The line, as I've said time and time again, between agency and consulting are blurred more now than they ever have been before. That is a good thing. And then you mix that with the rise of e-learning and online education, right? So blurry that most large agencies, if you actually came from agency world, you'll realize they have done for you services, they have training services, they have consultative services. They're all doing it as well. Like, this is not necessarily a new thing. Apparently it's a new thing to some of the smaller agencies, but agency, consultant, service provider, creator, trainer, coach, etc. All of them, they're just labels. And quite frankly, moving forward as a small business owner, if you're any one of those things, you actually need all of them in your toolkit. And many of you probably should monetize via all of them, because you don't only have to get paid for your time for money. So when people talk this way, really what they're doing is they're referring to delivery models. And they're like, oh, well, I'm an agency. I can't do done with you because as an agency, I do it done for you. No, as an agency, your job is to deliver value. The way in which you deliver value can be up to you. And so for many of you, it's really just a choice. At some point, there is a time and space for when you should add them. But just because you are a quote unquote digital marketing agency does not mean that you can't get paid for advisory, you can't get paid for consulting. And if you have multiple ways of making money, you are consulting, you're training, and you're doing, traditional agency services, you're actually going to be more diversified in your income streams. And if you play it right, you'll also be able to be diversified in your lead sources, because there will be some nuance to the types of clients that will want training from you that will also want your services, or vice versa, or just one of the two. And that'll dictate how you market and how you show up in your industry, how you show up as an authority in your space. The traditional agency model is not aligned with value, and it was designed for large companies that will take on 10, maybe 20 clients a year that pay multiple six figures. And so somewhere along the lines, a lot of agencies started selling 2K a month retainers, and by the time they have 20 clients, they're drowning and they're still not making enough money. It's because it wasn't designed for a small play, and it wasn't designed with value in mind. It was designed to exchange time for money, because these brands and clients didn't have the skills and or knowledge in-house. So they had to go external and get it. And so they would basically buy and pay for these agencies, which are fundamentally outsourced departments that do a lot of things in exchange for time for money. And that is not optimal for, I'd say, the client anymore. Especially if you, as an agency owner, provider, if your client is the small to medium-sized business, being the person that does all the things probably isn't in their best interest, because they need specialization on solving specific problems that are catered to, exactly what their business looks like and what their goals and bottlenecks are. And not only is it not optimal for the client to just only exchange time for money, it's not optimal for you as the business owner. So you growing your agency in, this year and beyond is going to, in a large part, come down to not tactics, but to your own identity, as understanding that what it means to be an agency today is not the same as it was even 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 25 years ago. And what it's going to look like moving forward is going to continue to evolve rapidly. So being able to monetize your expertise, your knowledge, and rise above the commoditization of a lot of the services that most agencies offer is going to be critical for them to actually survive the long game. And so, if you're in your 30s, your 40s, and you're, trying to build a business that creates a lifestyle for you for the next 10, 20 years and sets you up for a fulfilling, enjoyable life and a business that doesn't consume you but pays you well, like this is the game that we're going to have to play. And we need to understand your job is simply to deliver value, and you can choose the ways in which you deliver value, and you're going to have to adapt to how you can deliver value over time for most markets. And that's what we believe here at Alt Agency. You're seeing it already if you look carefully into the marketplace. And this is just my share with you, because I think a lot of folks just get so hung up on what they are and what they aren't. And whatever you label yourself as, freelancer, expert freelancer, creator, the job remains the same. Deliver value. The way in which you do so is kind of up to you. And you shouldn't tie yourself to any one way. You should be flexible and adaptable and be able to adapt as the market and the industry and the economy changes.